Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. Today, I'm pushing for Piety. And that means prayer XP from many a source. Starting here at Tears of Jagex. 197 tears. That's okay. Getting us 13,002 prayer XP. By the time we're done here, prayer is not going to be our lowest level. So before we get back here next week for tears, we are going to need to train some fire making. Because my goodness, Tears of Jagex into fire making is a horrible choice. And honestly, cooking isn't much better. But still, it is a start at least. 5 prayer levels to go. Since we're doing things now, or whatever, we need stuff out of the looting bag. It's currently sitting at 24.7 million. The Dragon Battle Axe is in there, which is highly awkward, meaning that we can't store the Slayer Helmet and Dragon Defender until we get it out of there. Or, I mean, technically we could buy another Dragon Battle Axe, but that's not a good choice. That skeleton walked over here. That was slightly concerning. Thought that might be something happening, which would be bad for me. But no, we're okay. Picking up all the stuff. All the stuff that we can, at least. One space short. I have no fire runes. I need to put on the fire staff. I can try to high alch the blisterwood flail, which I can't. Let's drop it. Don't need a blisterwood flail right now. And we can always just buy that back for like 40k. So, not even a huge deal. What is a huge deal is being able to move all of my things without juggling. Because I've had just about enough of that last time. Here we are. Could have put this blessing away. That would have been an idea. But I'm going to get another looting bag. Wow, surprising. Next up, in my prayer training escapades, I have got a Slayer task of blue dragons. So I'm going to kill blue dragons, pick up the dragon bones, and bring them to my altar in my house. I got Marintils to increase the XP from each bone offered. That's going to work out nicely. I'm also wearing an anti-dragon shield because that's a good idea. We've got 128 blue dragons. Marintil in our incense burners. Yes. Oh. Clean Marintil. That's important. First time I think we've lit these, since we actually have Marintil available. We can drop these in here for 252 XP each. We will see exactly what the XP per hour of this becomes. And remember, this is also on Slayer task, so. Prayer XP here. Not bad. We'll see how this continues. I also did the bury one bone before we start doing anything method. So this should be fairly accurate once it's all settling down here. Now I need to get 2 Marintils. Worry about that later. There is the blue dragon's task completed. But I still have inventory space here, and I'm going to be getting the Marintils for these bones anyways, so just going to stick out the rest of the inventory. That was task 164 for 10 total points. The XP rates ended up like 18,000-ish, which is pretty solid for prayer XP. At least for me. But of course that is with the Slayer Helm bonus, so now it's going to be slightly slower, to probably the tune of about 15%. That's still decent though, but it does take a little bit more effort, I'd say, than something like Pest Control. Because we need to go different locations, get the Marintils, positioning is important. A lot more we have to pay attention to. So I will finish up this inventory, and then we'll see where we go next. And another reason that I stayed for the rest of the inventory. 66 prayer. First level here in this episode in prayer. And 4 to go. With 18,000 being about the max we get per hour here, it's going to be a while. That's for sure. The real question is, can we get another Slayer task that would be good for training prayer? We will find this out by getting a task from Duradel. As much as I do enjoy corner tasks, I'm feeling like trying this out, because why not? Whether or not this is going to be the right choice, we'll find out pretty much immediately. If we get a task that we wouldn't want to do for prayer XP, we're just going to stop the Slayer for right now. And there's not too many that are really particularly good, so it's not too probable. Spiritual creatures. Okay. And by okay, I mean not okay at all. The opposite of okay. I'm going to block this task. Basically. Metal dragons, spiritual creatures. Solid. Don't want to do that task. Really bad. 19 black dragons. I mean, that's a dragon. I can work with that. Seems about right. It really probably would have been quicker to just go to the baby black dragons for this. But that is the task complete. And since I'm here in Towerly Dungeon, I'm just going to go kill some blue dragons. Adult black dragons. Not efficient prayer training. That's for sure. Black demons. We could. They do drop the ashes, so that's at least something. We will see how this compares to Pest Control. Yeah, just for the prayer experience, this is definitely not the way forward. Less than 5,000. It would be 3 times that much if we had Demonic Offering. But we do not have Wrath Runes. So, that's not an option. Would be 3 times as much XP from every one of these ashes, though. Would have been an idea. But with that, Pest Control is our option. We could also technically go back to regular blue dragons, but Pest Control. Let's go to Pest Control. I'm doing farming now. I was completely running out of herb seeds, so I need to go get more. And then that's just, as usual, escalated to farming everything. Anyways, I got another palm tree here. And this should go in Letya. It was also quite the effort to get over here without the teleport crystal. Maybe someday we will come back and see if this has grown. Probably the next time I get a palm tree seed, honestly. But yeah. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of farming here. We're fairly close to a level. I could maybe make that happen. 79 farming. We can grow dwarf weed if we wanted to. And more herb seeds. Or something. From master farmers. There is another Dragon Battle Axe Hex Hespori here. We get some white lily seeds. That could be okay. Should probably plant one of these here in the farming guild. Just in case we have the farming contract for that. Also an Addis seed. That'll work. The Chronos plant is dead, so we can replace it. We just put whatever in here, because we can't put anything anywhere else for these. They are untradeable. We don't have a seed vault. Can't use that. Increased yield. Nice. Let's increase the yield of this limpwort plant. Could be better. Constantly having either no inventory space on farm runs, or not being able to thieve more seeds because we don't have a huge number, while also having to go to pest control and do combat there. I'm going to make things easier for myself with a slightly different gear setup. But of course, first up, we need to get our stuff out of the looting bag in the wilderness. Because if we destroy this bag one step to the south, everything is deleted. And honestly, at this point, that's probably a bigger threat to our continued success here than just having someone kill us or something else. I don't know. Coins are still... Could just drop that. That's fine. Well, there's coins on the ground. Only 700. All the rest of my coins are back in Nightmare Zone. But yeah. I also could have just put on the black legs. And that's fine too. But yeah, to make everything more simple here, the inventory is going to be simplified. Coming to you live from the costume room, it is pest control in full void. Range accuracy, slightly worse, but it's got the whole set bonus for more of the accuracy back and damage, so it's not like our actual contribution here matters. Pest control is very easy. Away we go. Lots of pest control to do. Just a lot. There is level 88 ranged. Makes a bit of sense to get a ranged level here. What with all the ranging that's happening. Going through a decent amount of bolts. But we're also getting money from actually doing the minigame, so that's fine. So now we are slightly better at range. Being very tactical here at Tears of Guthix. Intentionally have not spent any of our pest control points on prayer XP in order to get prayer XP here. Person before us got 207. We got 208. Hilarious. But with that, firemaking is officially our lowest skill. So before next week, that needs to change. Still doing thieving. Getting more seeds. Because herblore is definitely something that we also need to worry about. There's some possibility here of once we have this whole 70 prayer happening, and train a bit of fire making, and cooking a bit, we could get some tiers going into herblore, which of course would be a good idea. But before we can do that, we need the prayer levels. Time for a big chunk of farming XP. 2 mahoganies and a teak. These take a long time to grow and give 16,000 XP each. Amazing. And that is 80 farming. Nothing new, but still, good level. Nice round number and all that. And I have about 3 more teaks to plant. Just a little bit of pest control here. Let's exchange with the Void Knight and use up our 1,600 points. It's like 100 and something points an hour, depending on how good your teams do, how long you're waiting around for the boats. So yeah, that was a while. And we're putting into prayer. 100 points for the plus 10% XP. So 13,000 XP for each turn-in. Not bad at all. And we just need to do this 16 times to get from level 66 to 67. Nothing new. Exchange again. And again. And again. Make sure we don't press magic accidentally. That's generally not going to help. More prayer XP. Get some prayer XP. 68 prayer. It's getting stacked behind interfaces. And that's a whole thing. But eventually it pops up. Yeah, see. There's 69 prayer. We should get the pop-up right now. Instead, we put in another 100 points. And now we can see we're 69 prayer. Again, nothing at level 69. We put in some more points. And we put in some points. And some points. And shockingly, some more points. And there is. Let's close this interface. 70 prayer. We can now use Piety, Superior Dragon Bones, the Arcane and Spectral Spirit Shields, the Dragon Bone and Dragon Crusher Necklaces, Soul Capes, and it's the requirement for 3 hard diaries. Let's go do those 3 tasks. For our first use of Piety, we're going to pray at the Altar of Nature to complete a Mauritania hard task. And that is all of them. If we look on the Achievement Diaries page here, Mauritania is now fully yellow for the hard tier. But we are not going to be turning that in quite yet. If we did that, we would get an XP lamp, which we would then want to put in herblore. But I also would like to get some Tears of Guthix, at least next week, in herblore. And if we chuck all the experience from hard diaries in here, it'll probably get too high. We still need to train fire making here, so don't need to make things more difficult for ourselves. We will get these XP lamps and rewards just later. Another use of Piety is walking into the courthouse here to complete the Kandarin hard diary. Again, not actually turning it in. we have one more step that requires 70 prayer. Not Piety, though. Just 70 prayer. And that is talking to Serenity here. And getting our crest changed. We already have the Asgarnia crest. But I want a different one. Costs 5,000 coins. And we can choose the one we want. And in this instance, the one we want to complete the task is Saradomin. And that is the Falador Heart task. And then I'm just going to switch it back. Because the original one was the official quest. It's going to cost me 5,000 more coins, but yeah, that's fine. And now, there's one more task in Falador. To kill a skeletal wyvern. And technically we could get a boost for that, but I just want to do some Slayer at some point here, so I'm going to just wait on that. Again, I'm in no rush to complete it, because I'm not going to take the rewards yet anyways. But there is one more hard diary task that we could do. Made the long journey over here to Letya to check the palm tree here. A bit of farming XP, and a Western Provinces task completed. So there are just 2 hard diary tasks left, ignoring the wilderness. Kill Zulrah, and kill a skeletal wyvern. One of those is significantly easier. So we're going to work towards that right after we get a bunch of fire making experience. Next time. Goodbye.